الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم يا ربنا إنا نسألك أن تحيينا على الإسلام وأن تميتنا على الإسلام وأن تبعثنا على الإسلام وأن تدخلنا الجنة ونحن نشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا رسول الله. اللهم أحينا حياة طيبة وأمتنا ميتة سوية وتوفنا وأنت راض عنا. أما بعد, the verses that I recited in the first rak'ah are connected and related to the question that I received. So it's a conversation between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Isa alayhi salam, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking Isa alayhi salam a question. He's saying, وَإِذْ قَالَ اللَّهُ يَا عِيسَى ابْنَ مَرْيَمَ أَنْتَ قُلْتَ لِلنَّاسِ يَا عِيسَى, son of Mary, did you tell people to take me and my mother as gods, without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to do shirk basically? Then Isa alayhi salam would answer the question clearly. He will say, Subhanaka ma yakunu li. It doesn't befit me, it's not befitting me to say such a thing. I would never tell them to worship me. And then he went on to elaborate more. So he said, ما قلت لهم إلا ما أمرتني به. I said exactly what you told me to say. It's like the rest of the messengers and prophets, to worship Allah only. ما قلت لهم إلا ما أمرتني به أن أعبدوا الله, my Lord and your Lord. وكنت عليهم شهيدا ما دمت فيهم, and I will witness as long as I was alive. I was amongst them basically. فلما توفاني, when you raised me basically, when you ascended me, كنت أنت الرقيب عليهم, you knew what they did after this. وأنت على كل شيء شهيد. It's up to you. إن تعذبهم فإنهم عبادك. If you decide to torture them, punish them, they are your servants. وإن تغفر لهم فإنك أنت العزيز الحكيم. So we have no questions as Muslims. This is the reality. This is our faith, and this is our belief. And that's what we should teach ourselves. We should teach our children as well. Why I recited the ayats? Because of the question. The question is regarding the holiday season. Right, the Christmas is coming, and basically people ask, what should they do? What should they say to their children? Because their children now are going to talk about it. It's going to be on a dinner table conversation, right? Your kids are going to comment on the lights that they see everywhere, the gifts exchanging gifts at school with their classmates and their friends and so on and so forth. So that's a conversation that you will face. Parents will have to deal with this conversation, and they will not be able to shy away. So the question is, what are the boundaries? What is your advice, and what are the boundaries that we should know? And what should we tell our children? And the question that also part of the question is, when someone says Merry Christmas, how would you respond to that? At McKinney the other day we had a program about Isa alayhi salam, and also that's also one of the questions that I answered over there. So we need to utilize this season to actually talk about Isa alayhi salam. Every single household should talk about Isa alayhi salam. Educate yourself first about Isa alayhi salam, the history of Isa alayhi salam, and how he was a prophet, not God or son of God. Also, we can go a little bit more deeper into history to prove that he wasn't even born on that day, if you would like to go deeper. Otherwise, just educate yourself about him, our connection and our relationship with Isa alayhi salam. كما قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم نحن أولى بعيسى منهم. We have more, he is closer to us than them. Isa alayhi salam, that's what we need to understand, that Isa alayhi salam is much closer to us than even Christians, believe it or not. We love and respect him even more. Okay? But we don't take him, we don't consider him as God or son of God. Basically we don't believe in the whole Trinity concept. Okay? So educate yourself about this. Lectures, inshallah, we're going to be talking about this also, right? And bring this conversation into your household. Because this is, again, it's not like Thanksgiving or 4th of July. We said that these are not religious holidays or celebrations, but Christmas is 100% religious. There is a religious background, okay, behind Christmas. That's why it is haram to celebrate Christmas. If anybody tells you anything other than that, they're not saying the truth. They're compromising on their deen and on their faith, and this is no good. Okay? And our children need to understand that. So what are the boundaries, Ikhwani? The boundaries is like there is no any form of celebration, Christmas tree or Santa Claus, or all of these things that we see some Muslims doing. This is haram. You're not allowed to do that because you are approving what they do. You're not telling them that you're wrong. You're approving what they do because you're trying to be nice. You're trying to be nice. That's your intention. It doesn't mean that, Sheikh, but I don't believe in that. I know you don't believe in this. We understand. We understand. Your kids don't believe in it either, but you never know. People started worshiping idols at the time of Nuh alayhi salam when they were praising 5 people and eventually led them to worship idols. Right, correct? You never know what's going to happen in the future. The next 3, 4 generations, what's going to happen to them if we're taking it lightly. So we need to make sure that there is no, there's no any form of celebration for the Christmas. Yeah, on the day of Christmas, it's a day off if you want to take them out, if you want to do something, but you make it clear that this is not for the Christmas. As far as the exchanging gifts concerned, in school, that's something you cannot avoid a lot of times. Wallah, if your child can say, I do this for religious reasons, alhamdulillah, otherwise, just take the gift, okay? With the intention is just somebody's giving you a gift, but do not exchange gifts. That's all I can say. Just take the gift, khalas. Take it and leave it somewhere, as long as it's nothing haram, yani. Take it and leave it somewhere. It's better to say, no, I'm sorry for religious reasons. I don't accept that, okay? For religious. But come on, how can, let's be realistic a little bit. How can a middle schooler think like this? Okay? Think like that. Just take it and give it away or keep it, but don't exchange. Because what they do exchange, right? He gives me a gift or she gives me a gift, I have to give her something in return. Okay? If you're like embarrassed, if you're not able to say this is religious, it's always better, just to be clear. Take it, don't embarrass the person, but keep it on the side and don't give it in return. Maybe later on you can give a gift with another intention. Is that clear, Ikhwani? I know it's shocking, but it's a reality. If your child, that's what they teach them. If your child can say, I don't accept it because it's against my faith, it's the best. But if they do not understand this, khalas, just take it and leave it. That's it. طيب, now the second part of this question. When someone says Merry Christmas, Sheikh, should I say Merry Christmas? Should I not say anything? Should I say same to you? What should I say? My ikhwani, these are things that we live with, right? I know that everyone is nodding, but don't we live in this society? Okay. Alhamdulillah, I'm blessed. I'm always in the masjid. I'm not gonna hear. I hope nobody comes and say Merry Christmas to me here. But if someone says Merry Christmas, I'm gonna say Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna say Wa alaikum salam, right? So what can you say? Maybe Happy Holidays. You don't have to say. You should not say Merry Christmas for sure. Okay? So find a way to get yourself out of the situation. If you take the opportunity, seize the opportunity to preach and make da'wah, alhamdulillah. Otherwise, find a way to get yourself out of this. And with your children, teach them and educate them very, very well. Okay? Wallahu alam. So that's my opinion, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive our shortcomings. Allahumma ameen ya rabbil alameen. We're going to continue inshallah with the discussion until the end of the month inshallah. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم جزاكم الله خيرا.